Hello, and welcome to my theory crafting stream for Escape from Lavender Island. This is a burgeoning speedrun that, thanks to penguins, is going to explode in the next couple of days. I thought it'd be really interesting to do kind of an ongoing theory crafting video, looking at the first run that I was able to find, and we're going to do an ongoing history kind of summoning salt style, because I've watched way too much of that content, like there's such a thing as way too much of that content, and others like Cosmic, to see just what kind of things that I can observe and theorycraft and tell you that maybe you can try, and what I'm right about, make some predictions, and where we're wrong. At the time of recording this, at the top of speedrun.com is Centurino, with a time of 13 minutes, 12 seconds, and 800 milliseconds. But the run we're looking at today is actually by a different YouTuber. This is by Cooling Cake Speedruns. I believe his best posted time is sub 19 right now, in around 18 minutes and 50 some odd seconds. What we're going to do is look at the speedrun, see what the community tests and finds out, and make some predictions as we go along the way. So without further ado, we're going to start recording. I'm not sure when the speedrun is supposed to start timer-wise, I'll have to check the rules for that. But what I am sure of is fast clicking or button pressing, depending on what your setup is going to be absolutely paramount to getting through this run efficiently. Depending on how the back end of this game is programmed, there may be even the option to preload some inputs. Alright, so yeah, skipping dialogue. We're probably going to find a better route into the hallway. It will be interesting to see if gliding along surfaces like walls increases or decreases your character's speed, if they're able to jump or whatnot. You probably want to get as close to this character as possible, and as close. You probably want to find the center line between this staircase and that character, the closest distance between both, where you can click on the character and then turn around and get the staircase quicker. It looks like you accelerate going upstairs a little bit. Alright, timing that text and escaping the room will probably be paramount too. I'm not sure if there's a faster way down the stairs. It looks like we got a really good click on the handle for the door there and into the loading zone. Okay, so immediately knowing the route and being able to fight the camera and not bump into any of the geometry is going to be big. I'm not sure if hopping makes it faster or not, but definitely worth looking at. Does collecting the letters and XP slow the game down, or are they required? Good to know. Yep, mash your key. You want to be able to mash your keys and get off that screen as quickly as possible. Collect only what's necessary, I'm assuming. Again, slight routing here, which ones are going to be closest to what's the fastest way to collect everything. Clicking through menus is going to be another quick one. I wonder if you're able to pick a different route through the trees, or if you have to hit all of those loop areas or those activation areas. It's definitely when you get close to objects, it seems to be a little bit of fighting or glitching with the camera, so definitely want to find a way to have the optimal distance away from things you have to interact with. And then I'm wondering about the RNG here. And again, collecting letters, faster, slower. Would it be faster to drag across an object, touch the walls, touch the curb? We're not sure. It's something to look at for sure. Okay, so again, it's going to be a little bit of placement in the room, kind of finding yourself closest to the pipe that you have to get to and all the other activation points, but this seems pretty good so far. Is the prescribed route the fastest route? It doesn't look too slow. I wonder if there's any sections in the game you're able to reset or quit or back out of. Any of the side quest kind of stuff. That would be good to look at. It might help you avoid loading screens, might be faster to escape and come back into the game. Definitely looks like jet hopping is going to be the way to go, continually pushing the jet as many times as possible. Although it seems to move a lot slower left to right. And I'm not really sure if the character's descent changes the game physics or not. So are they slower when they're falling? Do you want to fall less of a distance forward? Is it faster to walk? Is it faster to hop between jet hopping or jet propulsions? There it looks like you can click pretty much any options. So I'd click the shortest ones, obviously. I wonder if with the jet power up you'd be able to kind of cycle the jet quickly, just pushing a jet on and off and get a much longer boost out of it as opposed to just holding down the jet boost, or if it's a prescribed amount of time. Couple, maybe half a second or so lost on turning to the object and hitting it down, and again just some routing here going up the hill, but still pretty quick overall. I wonder how much RNG there's involved in how the spawning works for all of the NPCs in the game. Definitely a little bit of an overjump there, so you want to get as close to that as possible. I wonder if it's you're able to get to the building top by skipping a few of those jumps or not. Be good to see if you have to enlarge these rocks, because the geometry looks a little bit difficult, or if you're able to skip them entirely, or if you only have to enlarge one rock to jump on it. Can you shoot that door a little bit quicker, maybe? I'm not sure. Loading zones are a little bit odd for these colored sphere things, too. I wonder if it's actually a little bit slower to go right into the center of it, if it starts loading from a perimeter that moves, or from distance to a center point. Hey, a voiceover. More NPCs getting in the way. I wonder how relevant Island XP is.
Then one day, Sparla and her husband Jamqua saw the land from the top of a nearby mountain and thought it looked like a safe and fertile place to move their community.
Now, is the camera showing you the optimal route, the desired route, or is it just kind of giving you a general idea? So I think there'll be a lot of experimenting in the city areas to find perfect routing. And then sub-optimizations, things like, skipping buildings, coming around corners. There might be some hidden mechanics that we can discover and find out how to manipulate RNG for getting less people in your way, less NPCs. Seems like we got good activation there on the character. Okay, so you have to step on these guys. Looks like they track you pretty well. Don't know if they're damaging you or not, so I guess the trick here is to try to land on as many consecutively as possible without clipping on the desk. Which I'm not sure how difficult it is to do, or if you're limited to how many you can jump on, or if there's a specific order. It doesn't look like it, though. It looks like after you destroy a bug nest, it kind of plants you onto the ground, so I guess you can't continue to do a combo and take out both. So it looks like there's going to be a lot of RNG in the bug room, unless there's a way to manipulate it or get them kind of trapped in one of the corners of one of the desks or something like that. Again, a little bit of routing. I'm not sure if it's fighting the camera, if it gives you perfect control right away as it's kind of spinning around and loading or not. It looks like you get a little preview of the racetrack. Looks like taking damage slows you down a little bit. There might be a more optimal route. I'm not sure if there's any shortcuts in here, if you actually have to hit all of the rings. Yeah, you might have to, looks like. But yeah, that's something good to explore. Probably some timing, maybe sometimes going a little bit slower and avoiding an obstacle is faster than getting hit. You might be able to just damage boost a bunch of the area too. Probably something to look at. You have a pretty generous health bar. It'll be a toss-up whether it's faster to take the damage and burst through or not. And then if you don't have to hit all the rings, see which ones are negotiable or not. Looks like you have to wait for this guy no matter what. So if you're forced to win, then yeah, you have to win and wait. There's probably not much of a time save there. Otherwise, he might have different speech that he gives you, shorter text if you lose than if you win, and it's not obligatory, so that's something to look into. This new item appears to fly a little bit faster and further, which is nice. Again, probably a good idea to check if rapidly pressing it on and off gives you more distance, height, etc., or if you're able to change trajectory because it looks a little bit floatier. Looks like there'll be some optimization for switching items in this game as well. Quick switch. So it looks like you can attack the spawn point. I'm not sure if this is a timed event where things will keep spawning or not for a certain amount of time, or if there's a threshold where you have to destroy a certain amount of, I guess, people trying to do their laundry. That said, I guess optimizing your aim and hitting as many as you can with as few bullets is probably going to speed up the section, unless, of course, it's on some sort of internal timer and not necessarily on a death counter. Definitely worth exploring, though. Wonder if you can somehow speed up getting the laundry from the machine at the end of the sequence. So again, a little bit of routing. Definitely a bunch of seconds lost there. Okay, so that's pretty cool. It's kind of like a pseudo walk-through walls glitch state. I'm guessing that's actually part of the game. I actually don't know for sure or not. So I hear a pitch difference between each of the flying objects between the first flight and the second flight alternating. I wonder if there's an actual difference in the velocity between the two. That might be interesting to look at as well. I almost feel like I'm in an episode of Boundary Break. I wonder if that could have been done in a single jump as well. with the right angle. And it looks like you can't clip through everything too, so mastering the clipping zones is going to be essential as well, because getting stuck and bump back costs you precious seconds. Again, a little bit of routing, a little bit of trying to click on the button as you get close to it, and an attempt to save some frames. Okay, so it looks like we lose our boost ability here with the jetpack thing, so jumping is probably a little bit faster. I wonder if jumping on certain terrain or walking against certain buildings or structures kind of changes your velocity. That was a really nice transition there between the alien mask ability and knowing where the platforms are. That looks pretty tight. A little bit of clipping on the stairs here. So optimizing jump height would be good. Maybe you can take 2 in a jump, or maybe you have to hop really quickly across the stairs. Again, fighting the camera, or maybe just preloading your inputs at the right time so that you're facing the right direction. In this case, sliding down the stairs would be super quick and definitely save you a second there. I wonder if there's a frame cost for switching the alien ability on and off. I'm not sure if that is the jumping sound effect or part of the background music. If that's the case, is it slowing things down to use the alien mask here? Is the mask necessary? I'm not really sure. Again, see if there's a frame cost for using it. No, that sound just seems to be an effect of jumping in the area. Wonder if there's a faster way to escape that pit. Looks like you need to hop at the right time to kind of optimize getting out. Same with going up this hill. Looks like the incline's a little bit higher on the right-hand side than the left-hand side. Kind of reminds me of old bitmapped games, actually. Some of the really, really early 3D stuff. Probably want to cut corners on diagonals so you're still moving forward instead of going hard left or hard right. That's probably true throughout most of the game. And for the vertical sections, you want to think about moving your closest diagonal to upper areas as opposed to just forward. So yeah, optimizing your angle of attack for vertical sections would be very important. I wonder if you can activate the mushroom transformation there and collect the mushroom standing in the same spot. Kind of an optimum position between them all. Oh, I never noticed that bone leg before. Holy crap. Well, that's rude. Ooh. With this boss fight, it definitely looks like it's going to be about doing the damage as quickly as possible. I don't even know if you're able to avoid that first strike or not. Looks like there's a bit of a cut scene. Don't know if there's a way to skip that by timing a couple of attacks to go quickly enough to hit it and then hit him again just as that cutscene's triggering to kind of bypass it or do more damage or enter the next cutscene. Still looks pretty quick overall if you're aggressive with it. Wait, you just came from the land of double butts and you only get a single butt? I guess one endless butt is more than two, somehow. It also kind of doesn't look like a butt from this angle. YouTube, not my fault. It's not what your bots think it is. I like that it moves to the side. So with that, you'll basically want to be able to control your trajectory, if you can, I guess, in order to find the optimal place to rise and land to lower the time that you actually go up and down. That may not be a possibility, although where you land might be manipulatable. So again, trying to click through text and optimize your route getting out, but looks like there's going to be very little save there, if any. Much faster angling this time and getting towards the stairs a little bit quicker. Probably hop a little bit earlier to land on that desk and trigger the cutscene. You might save half a second or a second there too. Thank you very much for watching. In the coming days, I'll have videos updating you on the state of the speedrun, on what will be the ongoing history of Escape from Lavender Island. Do you know how hard it was to not call this Escape from Lavender Town the entire time and not make a Pokemon joke?